I'm Jane Donovan. Come and join me on my new show, The Park Bench, where we discuss, share points of view, wisdom and advice on all the hottest topics being pondered in today's world. This is a show by all of us, for we the people, where you get to have your say on what really matters to you. Together, let's co-create to get the conversations happening right here on the park bench. Today's question I pose to our guests on the park bench is, you are ruler of the world for a day. What changes do you make, or what would you do? The answers are again incredibly varied and give us some great insight into what is important to people and how we could solve many problems in the world today. And once again, we are joined by people from all over the world. So let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Jason and I'm from Whangaroa, New Zealand. Okay, how about we get rid of electricity? Wouldn't that change everything back to how it should be? Well, or how it naturally was in, ruler for the day, cut the power, get back to life. I don't think I'd be a popular person then, because where's the fridge? Oh, well, we'll just have to go back to fermentation and rotted meat and all that jazz. But I don't know. I think that's pretty. Yeah, I'll go with that one. Let's get rid of electrical power, nuclear power. No more power grid. Just going back to normal. No internet. No social media. Let's try that.
Hi, I'm Lane from LIFESOURCE, and I co-host Talking Galactic with my mom, Joyce Keller, and FDA Not Approved with Terry Lynn. We're getting rid of all currencies, and we're going to an energetic exchange, and we'll start implementing it now, even though it'll take a little adjustment time. Okay, number one, there's no more politics or government. You're all gone, out, get the hell out of here. Drugs are gone, pharmaceuticals are gone. What else? You don't want to make me king. Seriously, well, how much is feasible in a day? I would, number one, seriously take over the media and start to get people to understand what's really been going on and how to get out of it. And there'll be periods of adjustment. If we were to go to a natural holistic system, people are still sewn into the medicines and the surgeries, and they think that they need them. They believe, and so it is. I mean, I'm going to go back to manifestation stories. So many manifestation stories when it comes to health. It all comes down to what you believe. And if you believe that a holistic system is going to work, it does. Simple as that. So I would start to pull away the false beliefs and start building up some of the real stuff.
Hello, my name is Neil. I'm the host of the show and series called Unlocking the Code. I live in the UK, in the northwest of the UK, in a little town called Carlisle, near to the Scottish border. First thing I would do is make sure that everybody had enough to eat and drink, clean water, clean food, and as much of it as they wished. I would do away with disease. I would do away with harm. I would do away with wars. I would do away with the implements of war, and I would try to bring people together in harmony and love, rather than hatred and everything negative. So do away with all the negatives, or most of them, but you still need some negative, right? So not all of it, but just the harsh negatives and the harsh realities that people face every day. So in other words, if I was God for a day, I would just say, to everyone, that you need to be yourself, but you need to recognize the needs of others. And if you help others like you would help yourself, then you should achieve that position anyway, really. So, it's a difficult question because I hate being someone in charge. I don't like it. It's not a word I use. I'm there as a guide or a guider, or I'm there for, people to bounce off me and do whatever, and vice versa. I bounce off other people too. There's no hierarchy where I come from. But if I was in those shoes, wow, it would be a tough job. And that's a tough question, but it's a bit of fun too, as you said. And, we can look at the fun side of it. Enjoy yourself, be free, be whoever you want to be. Be the person who you've always wished to be and always wanted to be, and don't allow others to influence you in that process.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine Hills. I am 33 and I am from the UK. So if I was ruler of the world for one day, what change would I want to see? So hands down, I would put women in charge of everything for the day. Now, I don't want to piss any male listeners off, any men off with this question. I love men and I love, the masculine energy, and I think they're so important and we need them in every way. But I really would just love to see what would happen if women were in charge, because let's face it, we're not. We like to think we like to think that the world has changed, but there are still so many inequalities out there, and so much toxic masculinity out there, I suppose. So I would really just love to see how different things would be if the feminine energy was in charge of things. I don't think there would be as much division. I don't think there would be as much conflict. I think there would be more communication. Again, I don't want anyone to think that this is like a feminism thing. It's not. I just want to see what the difference would be. I think there would be more priority for time with family. I think there would be more priority for resting, mental health, being in nature. I think money and profit wouldn't be quite so much of a important thing. I think things would be fairer. I think feelings would be considered more. So yeah, I guess that's the one thing that I would like to see. And then maybe after that one day, maybe we would make it equal, so it would be both men and women and gender neutral people and everything else in between. So it would be fair and equal. But I would just like to see for one day what would happen if it was just completely women in charge, just to see what it would be like.
My name is Larissa, and I migrated from Russia to Australia 28 years ago. And I am accredited energy practitioner and therapist, and I'm running a business named Ascara from down south of Adelaide. Basically, we are rulers of the world. Well, number one, we are already ruling our own life. And that's where it needs to start. This is the point. This is the nucleus of our collective reality. Starts with your own cellular nucleus, right? You need to start to build your own personal leadership in your life. What type of decisions do you make? Well, I make decisions to see the world the way I see it. I make decisions for me, coming from the place of unity and not duality, coming from the place of creating my own ecosystem so that I can help others to create their ecosystem. So one by one, we can do it. We're rulers of our life first. And once we all 7 billion, 8 billion people start to take responsibility for our own personal leadership and choices that come from unity, well, then very quickly, the world will be in unity.
Hi, it's Adam from Mount Barker in South Australia, 46 and fabulous. I think, I know it's not, I'm going to try and keep it simplistic, even though I don't think it's simplistic. I believe the removal of nationalism, where we integrate the world as one, and we do not categorize anymore. No race, no gender. We are all just people. That's it. And then from that point, we're all on an equal, not playing field, equal grounds and equal respect for each other. Doesn't matter black, white, race, it's ethnicity, in any facet, that we start from that. So we remove it and we are just humankind.
My name is Rula Turgaidis, originally from Greece. I love to cook, to travel, and to do coaching work and journalistic work. It's very funny because years ago I've been given the nickname Rula the Ruler. And I was like, yeah, I like that. Rula the Ruler means to me that the only change that I need to make is in myself. And the only thing I can really change in the world will be me. So comparing myself with today and yesterday, there I have to see where I can bring some changes. Whatever works, that's what people do. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Bev, and I'm from the beautiful Fleurieu Peninsula. Well, this is a tough one because, to be honest, I actually would not want to be ruler of the world for a day. But I guess the classic is world peace. So, yeah, that would be the thing. But I don't actually think I would like that job. I think that would be too big.
Hi, I'm Jaylin and I'm from South Australia. I think a change I'd like to see in the world is people being able to relate to each other more, because I feel like if everyone knew what someone was feeling, there would be no judgment or criticism or bullying. Like, a lot of hurt that goes around would not be a thing because everyone would know how that feels to be that person, and there'd be a respect, I think. Yeah, so I'd like to see that.
Hello, I'm Joyce Keller, and my website is my name, joycekeller.com, and I'm a psychic medium, and I'm an author, radio, TV host, and I'm here to serve. There have been many, many great teachers and ascended masters on the earth, and I think the message was always the same. And it's very simple. It comes down to what we just previously said, is loving one another and not hurting each other. Do no harm. You know, the old Buddhist teachers all said, everybody said the same thing, don't harm each other. And I would say, if there's something that you're going to do that's going to harm someone, it's going to come back one way or another. And as we're moving forward as a planet, we don't want those repercussions. We don't want this to happen. We want to grow as human beings. We want to grow in God's light. So that would be what I would do if I had control of the planet for one day. I would say, okay, stop that killing, and you don't need your gun. You don't need that gun, and no knives, unless you're going to cut something to eat. But no hurting anyone. Do no harm. And that's what I would do for one day.
Hello, everyone. My name's Nikki. I'm from Ask the Body Kinesiology in South Australia. I'm going to tune into the wisdom of children, the energy of children, their playful energy, and their presence in the every now moment, and their honesty and their truth. Their and also animal energy, because I think they're both, you know, children and animals as being God's pure innocence. I would want to connect back to that. And so if you're not a child or not an animal, that you would be like one for a whole day. And it would also involve nature, and that we would play. And if we needed to have tantrums and cry, that we could have tantrums and cry, and that we can play and laugh and sleep and nap and that kind of energy. I think animals and children energy, and they're really the only two beings that I ever really want to spend time with these days, because they have the answers to all of the things, and that is just love and presence, and that is unconditional.
Hi, I'm Teresa and I'm from Adelaide. Being an empath, as you know, we read people fairly well, and we seem to be able to connect with them at a deep emotional level. And when I've done that in the past, and especially people who have sought a bit of comfort or help from me, I sort of tune in and sort of sometimes I strike a nerve and they burst into tears. And when they do that, I actually feel really happy. I feel really happy because I think, oh yes, I've done something that resonates with them, that helps them to clear that blockage. I think, yes, bring on the tears, let it out, cry it out. So that to me, tears is a wonderful tool of healing. It's a healing tool. Tears are a healing tool that allows us to heal our emotional body. And when all is said and done, it's our emotional health that is the most important of all, because without that, nothing else really functions. It really doesn't function. So to me, having that emotional health is just beyond anything. Once you have that, you can deal with so much more. And that's what I'd like to think that is coming out in the world now, is the value of the emotional health, and for people to take that seriously and don't poo-poo it, and don't make fun of people who, they're always depressed, or they're always, it's like, well, yes, they're depressed for a reason. So show a bit more kindness, a bit more tolerance, a bit more compassion. That's what I like. That's what I would like to see happen in the world, is for people to be more kind and more compassionate.
And here is what I would do and change as a ruler of the world for a day. The first thing is I would remove time, so I get to make as many changes as I want. Next, I would have paramagnetic towers built everywhere, all over the world, to raise the vibration for all people and living things. As the vibration is raised, this leads to a greater unity of moving towards new ways of being that are supporting and assisting us all to thrive. Next, I would take over the mainstream media, like Lane said, and run educational content to assist all in learning much that's been hidden, suppressed, and manipulated in the past. I would create community centres everywhere in abundance as central hubs for networks to grow to establish access and production of clean water, food, soil, air, housing. These network centres would also enable the forming of wise councils to pave the way for future authentic change and growth in all areas and systems, such as education, finance, governance, health and wellness, etc. And after that, I would probably rest. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to The Park Bench with host me, Jane Donovan. To reach out to me, head to my website, janedonovan.com.au, and have a gorgeous day knowing you really are amazing. Bye.